Uncover the mysteries of the sky. Do you ever find yourself looking up at the night sky, wondering if there's something out there? It's a question that's haunted humanity for centuries. We've all seen the blurry photos, the grainy videos, heard the crazy stories. Some people dismiss it all as nonsense, but others believe there's something real out there, something we can't explain. In this video, we're diving deep into the top 21 facts about UFOs, from unexplained sightings to scientific theories. Buckle up, folks, because we're about to take a wild ride into the unknown. So, before we get into the nitty-gritty of alien encounters and government conspiracies, let's start with the basics. Where did this whole UFO thing even begin? You might be surprised to know that the term UFO, as we know it, is actually a relatively recent invention. It wasn't coined until 1953. Before that, people used all sorts of terms to describe these unidentified flying objects. Flying saucers, mystery airships, you name it. But in 1953, the United States Air Force decided they needed a catch-all term for these unexplained aerial phenomena, and thus, UFO was born. The Air Force's interest in UFOs wasn't just about scientific curiosity. They were concerned these objects could pose a threat to national security. This led to the launch of Project Blue Book, the Air Force's official investigation into UFO sightings. Alright, let's talk Roswell. You can't have a conversation about UFOs without mentioning Roswell, New Mexico. This wasn't just a UFO sighting, it was the UFO sighting. It was the summer of 1947, and something crashes in the New Mexico desert. Initially, the Army Air Forces claimed it was just a weather balloon. A weather balloon? People weren't buying that. They knew something strange was going on, and the rumors started flying. Whispers of a crashed flying disc, alien bodies, a massive government cover-up. Roswell had it all. What really fueled the fire was the military's own contradictory statements. First, it was a weather balloon, then it was a secret experimental aircraft, and then silence. The Roswell incident became a symbol of government secrecy, a rallying cry for UFO enthusiasts everywhere. It was proof, they said, that the truth was out there, and that the government was hiding it from us. The government's handling of the whole situation was shady, and that's what's kept the Roswell incident alive for all these years. After Roswell, the US government realized they had a PR problem. People were seeing weird stuff in the sky, and they weren't buying the whole weather balloon explanation anymore. Enter Project Blue Book. From 1952 to 1969, Project Blue Book investigated over 12,000 reported UFO sightings. The Air Force's official stance was that most of these sightings could be explained away as misidentified aircraft, weather phenomena, or hoaxes. But here's the thing, Project Blue Book couldn't explain all of them. Out of those 12,000 cases, over 700 remained unidentified. Project Blue Book might have started as a way to calm public fears, but it ended up raising more questions than it answered. It showed that the government was taking the UFO phenomenon seriously, even if they weren't willing to admit what they might have found. That's pretty wild, man. Governments around the world have been investigating these unexplained phenomena for decades, and some of them have even released their files to the public. Take Canada, for example. They've got a whole website dedicated to UFO sightings reported by their pilots and military personnel. The UK released a bunch of their UFO files a few years back, and some of that stuff is wild. We're talking about reports from high-ranking officials, detailed descriptions of unidentified objects. Even the French have gotten in on the action, releasing their own batch of UFO files back in 2007. The fact that so many governments have investigated UFOs suggests that this is a global phenomenon. It's almost as if they're all part of some big club, sharing information behind closed doors while the rest of us are left in the dark. What do you think they know? So, we've talked about governments and their secretive investigations, but where are all these UFOs actually being seen? There are definite hotspots around the world, places where people report seeing strange objects in the sky with alarming regularity. And guess what? The United States of America takes the cake. From the deserts of the Southwest to the forests of the Pacific Northwest, it seems like there's not a state in the Union that hasn't had its fair share of unexplained aerial phenomena. Some people think it's because we've got so much wide open space, making it easier to spot things in the sky. Others believe that the US government's involvement in UFO research has made us a target for alien visitors. Whatever the reason, the US is a UFO hotspot, no doubt about it. But it's not just the US. Mexico and Canada have their fair share of unexplained phenomena too. We've heard a lot about UFO sightings and mysterious hotspots, but let's talk about natural phenomena. Many UFO sightings can be explained as weather balloons or flocks of geese. Our atmosphere can produce bizarre visual effects. Take ball lightning, for example, or lenticular clouds, which are saucer-shaped. And don't forget about satellites reflecting sunlight. Often, there are mundane explanations for unexplained lights. Okay, we've talked about the skeptics, the natural explanations, the things we can explain away. But what about the things we can't? What about the sightings that defy rational explanation? The encounters that leave us questioning everything we thought we knew about the universe? This is where things get really interesting, folks. If we entertain the idea, even for a moment, that some UFOs might be of extraterrestrial origin, then the next logical question becomes, where are they coming from? The most popular theory is that they're coming from other planets, other star systems, maybe even other galaxies. The universe is unimaginably vast, filled with billions upon billions of stars, each potentially hosting its own system of planets. To think that we're the only intelligent life out there, in all that vastness, it's almost arrogant, wouldn't you say? These are the questions that have fueled countless science fiction novels, movies, and late-night conversations around campfires. Now, when it comes to UFOs, it's easy to dismiss the whole thing as a bunch of crackpot theories and unreliable witnesses. But here's the thing. UFOs have been reported by people from all walks of life, from highly trained military pilots to everyday folks just going about their business. We're not just talking about your stereotypical conspiracy theorist living in their mom's basement. Oh no, we're talking about respected members of society, people with no reason to lie, who have come forward with their stories. Take, for example, the numerous commercial airline pilots who have reported close encounters with unidentified objects. These are people who spend their lives in the air, who can identify a Boeing 747 from a Cessna in a heartbeat. And it's not just pilots. We've got police officers, astronauts, even former government officials who have come forward with their own UFO experiences. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? What if they're right? What if all these seemingly credible witnesses are telling the truth? So, we've talked about natural phenomena, we've talked about eyewitness accounts, but there's a certain percentage of UFO sightings that just can't be explained away. These are the cases that keep investigators up at night, the ones that make you question everything you thought you knew about the universe. We're talking about sightings that have been corroborated by multiple witnesses, often with radar data and photographic evidence to back them up. Sightings that defy our understanding of physics, that seem to operate outside the known laws of nature. One such case that comes to mind is the Phoenix Lights incident. In 1997, thousands of people in Arizona witnessed a series of strange lights hovering in the night sky. The Phoenix Lights remain one of the most well-documented and compelling UFO sightings in history, with countless witnesses, photographic evidence, and even video footage. These unexplained cases, the ones that resist all attempts at rationalization, are the ones that keep the UFO mystery alive. So, we've talked about the history of UFOs, the government cover-ups, the eyewitness accounts, the unexplained sightings. But did you know that there's an entire day dedicated to celebrating this fascinating and mysterious phenomenon? That's right, folks. I'm talking about World UFO Day, celebrated every year on July 2nd. Now, I know what you're thinking. World UFO Day? Is that a real thing? It is, man, it totally is. And it's not just some fringe holiday celebrated by a handful of hardcore UFO enthusiasts. Oh no, this is a global event, with people from all over the world coming together to celebrate the unknown, to ponder the possibilities of life beyond Earth. On World UFO Day, you'll find UFO conferences, skywatching parties, parades, you name it. It's a chance for believers and skeptics alike to come together, to share their stories, to debate the evidence, and to marvel at the mysteries of the universe. July 2nd, World UFO Day. It's a day to embrace the unknown, to celebrate the possibility that we're not alone. So, there you have it, folks. The top 21 facts about UFOs. From the Roswell incident to World UFO Day, we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the mysteries of the universe and the limits of our own understanding. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more fascinating content. Until next time, keep looking up at the stars.